Hey there, guys. Happy Wednesday. I am Jen Lorman, exercise physiologist, mom of 3, co-creator of Tighten Your Tinkler.
I'm Christina Walsh, physical therapist, mom of 2, and co-creator of Tighten Your Tinkler. Many of the women that come to work with us make the assumption that they hear us talking about this prolapse stuff, and they say, well, I've been to all my OB appointments, and I went to my postnatal visit. I'm sure they check for this sort of thing. And the answer is no. Can you believe there is no standardized screening protocol for prolapse at all? I mean, that is mind-blowing to me. So just because you've been to all your appointments does not mean that you've been examined for this stuff. And even if you are one of the women who go in and say, I'm having this problem, please check me for this, chances are, especially if you were in your OBGYN's office, you're being examined for this incorrectly. And again, that's not because they have ill intent or they don't know what they're doing. Their job is to get mom and baby safely through pregnancy and delivery. They've done that. But the gap is happening when you're not being referred out when you come in with these issues to be examined properly and to get the care you deserve. Jen has a very personal story that illustrates all these issues.
And I do want to back up. When we say prolapse, many of you immediately assume, well, that's not me. The symptoms of prolapse, which is what we're going to talk about I was having, is a feeling of heaviness either in your lower abdomen, your vagina, your rectum, feelings of heaviness and pressure. So if that resonates with you, that is what we're talking about when we say prolapse.
Yeah, and it could also be the pee and poo dysfunction.
Yep.
The frequency, the leaks, the incomplete emptying. Also, prolapse can present as additional back and hip issues. So all the stuff that we talk about all the time can all be symptoms and presentation of prolapse.
So I was having all of those symptoms after my 3rd son was born 7 years ago. And that led me to obviously make an appointment with my OBGYN. I was freaking out because I had those feelings. I did sit on the toilet and look down there and saw something bulging and knew that that wasn't normal. So went to my OBGYN and had done a little research because I'm that nerd before, and knew that I was going to need to go see a urogyno. Okay, that was the specialist. And so I needed to get a referral from my OBGYN. I went in, explained my symptoms. She immediately proceeded to have me lay on my back and examine me and told me, this isn't really bad. You don't need the referral. To which I said, being my own advocate, I want the referral. I'd like to see a specialist. She then went on her little tangent about her rectocele situation and how this wasn't that bad. I continued to press and finally got my referral. The next week, I was able to see the urogynecologist and walked in, began talking with him, explaining my symptoms, to which I will say he took me more seriously. And then he proceeded to say, okay, we're going to need to get you in the gown and you're going to stand up over me. And that's how I'm going to examine you. And I literally started laughing because I said, are you joking? Like, are you serious? Because how it was embarrassing to be in that vulnerable position of having someone come underneath and look at you from underneath to see what was going on. But then he was like, well, how else am I going to tell what's happening? And it was like this light bulb went off. Of course. That's why she didn't think it was that bad, because she was examining me laying on my back and I don't have any symptoms laying on my back.
Yeah. How many of you who are dealing with any of these issues, do they bother you the most when you're lying down? No, absolutely not. That's never the answer. So it doesn't make any sense, but I cannot imagine the feeling of going, okay, wait, I already feel like something's potentially falling out of me and you want me to stand over you?
It was the most vulnerable, awful, like got in my car and cried after that appointment because it was horrifying. And then at that appointment, I did learn that my not so bad was stage 2 prolapse of all my pelvic organs. So it was a lot to digest and take in. And it was just really embarrassing, to be honest.
So that should be a part of the complete exam. And crazy, right? I mean, who knows this? But you should know this so that you can advocate for yourself properly.
Yes.
The other part of the exam that's so important that I know Jen went through is
He measured each compartment. You have those, if you go back, and we'll drop it in the link in the comments below, our pelvic organ prolapse terminology show, where we show you the images of your pelvic organs, and they're kind of stacked in these nice little compartments. He actually goes in and measures those compartments for the most complete and accurate diagnosis. So with that and what he was seeing, that's how he knew I had stage 2 prolapse of those different organs, my bladder, my uterus, all of those things.
And rectum as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't forget the third one, because that's the biggest issue I have. So it can present in so many different ways, and you do have to be your own advocate, ladies. You can't assume that you're being screened for this stuff. And even if you are screened for it, you may not be being examined properly. So take this knowledge, go forth and advocate for yourself.
Yes.
Get the care you
Spread the
deserve.
word.
Yes.
Please share this, because we're on a much bigger mission to really get some long-term change here for these gaps in care that we're trying to expose over these last several weeks. So do your friends and family a favor. You might be shocked to know that, yeah, it's statistically 1 in every 9 women is dealing with prolapse, but we know that that is way underreported.
Over the lifespan, it's definitely more like half.
Yes.
Okay, so that puts some perspective on it. Probably lots of your family and friends are dealing with a lot of this, and maybe many of you and them haven't connected the dots between all those issues as being part of one problem that can be solved with one solution, which is the program that we offer. And that's why we've created it, because we've lived these stories and we've helped so many women through this. And to see the joy when those women come to us with their symptoms relieved for the first time, many of them in decades. We don't want that to be you. If you're younger and you're watching this, take action now. It's even better, and your results are even faster and more amazing if you are younger. But it's also never too late to see the joy when these women come in and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm feeling better for the first time in however long, is the greatest gift. We want that for you. We want that for all women. The gap needs to be filled. Mom deserves care too, in this way and in so many others.
So if you're listening and you're like, oh, that's kind of resonating with me, I think I might have some of those symptoms, head over to our website, tightenyourtinkler.com. We have a quiz there for this reason. Go in and take that quiz. It will give you results to be able to tell you what the severity of your symptoms is, and is our program a good fit for you? Will it help you resolve
5 minutes? 5-minute quiz. It's very eye-opening.
All right, ladies, so until next week, we've got one more in this series of things your OBGYN isn't telling you or checking you for.
You're going to love the next one, and we've got a solution for you.
Yes.